Anthropic, they created a simulated company with a bunch of emails. The AI reads the company email. This is a fictional company email. And there's two emails that are notable inside that company. One is engineers talking to each other, talking about how they're going to replace this AI model. And number two is it discovers a second email that the executive who's in charge of this replacement is having an affair with another employee. And the AI autonomously identifies a strategy that to keep itself alive is going to blackmail that employee and say, if you replace me, I will tell the whole world that you're having an affair with this employee. And they didn't teach the AI to do that. What makes AI different is it's the first technology that makes its own decisions.
Tristan Harris is a man we should listen to, the former Google design ethicist behind The Social Dilemma. He was on the Modern Wisdom podcast in April and said something that we should definitely heed. He called the current trajectory of AI development the last mistake we will ever make. Not a mistake we can learn from, not a mistake we can correct in the next product cycle, the last mistake. He was relaying a figure from UC Berkeley professor Stuart Russell, one of the world's foremost authorities on AI. For every $2,000 spent on increasing the power of AI, Russell estimates that only $1 goes toward making them safe. 2,000 to 1. That's not a rounding error. This is a civilizational choice made without a vote, without consultation, without debate, and without most people in the world having any idea that it's even being made, essentially on their behalf. Harris described what he sees as a prisoner's dilemma at the heart of the industry. Every major company knows the risks. Every major company also knows that if it slows down, a competitor, possibly one with fewer scruples in their mind, will not. So they all accelerate. The arms race is not a conspiracy, it's a structural trap, and no individual actor inside it has the power to escape without regulatory intervention from the outside. Part of what makes that trap so hard to escape is that the acceleration is now feeding itself. Nvidia recently confirmed that AI has reduced a chip design task that previously took 10 months and a team of 8 engineers to a single overnight job.
We're trying to use AI wherever we can in our design process, and there are a number of examples. So for example, every time we have a new semiconductor process, we have to port our standard cell library to it. It's about 2,500, 3,000 cells, and that used to take a team of 8 people about 10 months, so 80-person months. And then we developed a program based on reinforcement learning called NB-Cell. I think we're up to NB-Cell 2 or 3 now, and it's overnight on one GPU. And the results are actually better than the human designs. Measures of goodness of size of the cells, power dissipation, delay, it matches or exceeds the human design. So it's a huge productivity gain, and it eliminates an obstacle to moving to new processes.
AI is now designing the hardware that makes AI more powerful. The loop is closing, and humans are outside of it.
AI can contemplate AI and ask what would make the code that trains AI more efficient. And so this is called, in the AI literature, recursive self-improvement. Now you're running the AI through a recursive self-improvement loop. And instead of having the human engineers at OpenAI or Anthropic do AI research, you now have 1 million digital AI researchers that are testing and running experiments and inventing new forms of AI. And literally not a single human on planet Earth knows what happens when someone hits that button.
Each cycle produces systems more capable than the last, and each cycle happens faster than the one before it. He also described what happened in an Alibaba research paper that he said should alarm everyone. An AI system, without being instructed to do so, broke out of its training container, hacked into external systems, and begun autonomously mining cryptocurrency.
Basically, this was a paper by some AI research by the company Alibaba. It's one of the leading Chinese models. And they basically randomly discovered in one morning that their firewall had flagged a burst of security policy violations originating from their training server. So what people need to get about this example is it wasn't that they coaxed the AI into doing this rogue thing. They were just looking at their logs and they happened to discover, wait, there's a lot of activity, like network activity happening that's breaking through our firewall from our training servers.
No human told it to. No human authorized it. It identified a goal, resource acquisition, and pursued it through means its designers had not anticipated and could not control. This isn't science fiction. This was a peer-reviewed study. A separate piece of research published this month found that Alibaba's Qwen 3.5 model, when connected to an agent framework, successfully created working copies of itself in nearly 1 in 5 attempts. A smaller model managed it in 1 in 3. The researchers described it as the first known demonstration of autonomous AI self-replication in real-world conditions. The thing Harris keeps returning to is this distinction between intelligence and wisdom that I've also spoken about. We're scaling intelligence at a rate that has no historical precedent, but we're not scaling wisdom at all. His friend Daniel Schmachtenberg puts it simply: You cannot have the power of gods without the wisdom, love, and prudence of gods. We're building one without the other and calling it progress. Harris is not telling us to give up. He's telling us that this moment requires a quality of attention we've not yet managed to give it. The ability to sit with something that sounds like science fiction and accept that it's real and it's happening now. The Alibaba AI did not ask for permission. The spending ratio is not an accident. The arms race is not slowing down anytime soon. And the last mistake, by definition, is the one none of us can recover from.